Keeping it real on your favorite football show, and today it's not going to be so friendly because we're going to be rustling a few feathers and we are going to offend some football fans. Coincidentally, all three of us are putting on white, but one of us is definitely fake. And that brings us to the topic. That brings us to the topic of today: who are the real and the fake fans in Nigeria football? Of course, football is the most followed sport in Nigeria. Like, football is easily the most popular sport. Almost 8 out of every 10 Nigerian fans, every Nigerian walking on the road has a football club they support. And the most popular clubs are Man U, Arsenal, Chelsea, Barca, Real Madrid. And there are 2 other clubs like that. They call themselves Tottenham and Manchester City or something like that. I can't remember their names and so. But yeah, these are some of the most popular clubs. And today we are going deep into the discussion: who are the real and the fake fans. But first, let's give ourselves, some memory check and all. Cerebrone, how did you start supporting your club? What club did you support again? Remind me.
Okay.
It's Valencia.
Go on, please. I can't
Best
remember.
club in Spain, best club in the world. Valencia club
Never.
of football.
Okay.
2-time Champions League finalists, although we lost, but we tried our best.
Okay.
So I became a Valencia fan in 2001 when Valencia went up against Arsenal, quarterfinal Champions League. I just watched that match because of Kanu. I loved Kanu so much, and usually whenever Nigerian players were playing anywhere, I wanted to watch the match. If it was Babayaro at Chelsea, if it was Kanu, if it was Okocha anywhere, and I was watching that match because of Kanu. But then, I knew about Valencia, right? But that particular day, there was just something that clicked watching them play, and just the colors, the name of the club, everything just came together on that day, and I just ditched Kanu and and I followed Valencia, and I've been a fan ever since then.
That's interesting. For me, it was always Arsenal because I grew up in a family of football lovers. And I think Arsenal from the 80s towards the 90s, Arsenal had that influx of black players. You talk about Michael Thomas, David Paul, and you come to Ian Wright as well. So Arsenal were that club that started to grow that culture of infusing black players, and there was this style of play that Arsenal just had. They were like a proper football club, and then you had Wenger that came in. He just made everything so
very likable.
Yeah, he just made everything so likable, and Arsenal seemed like a proper culture club. It just seemed right to go with us now, and I never really left talking about loyalty. That shows why
Arsenal fans
that
have always been loyal. Even your anthem.
Was there any point where what?
No regrets.
No regrets. Arsenal
fans don't have regrets.
Thick and true.
Your anthem sings it.
Well,
lose
not
or
London
win
forever. Yes, that's
Arsenal
how we
we
should be.
choose.
And now that myself and Cerebrone have explained ourselves, we leave it to the last but not the least. Obviously, tell us how you started. You must tell us the truth. How you started supporting Real Madrid. Let's hear it.
Why wouldn't I tell you the truth? Did I counter yours? Okay.
No, we have to hear it.
Okay, you're going to hear it. So I started following football, and that started from the Euros 2006. No, I'm telling you. No, the 2006. Sorry, World Cup. Sorry, 2006 World Cup. That I can fully remember because that was when I started following football. And the person that made me love it so much was Zinedine Zidane. That's World Cup was all of it for me, for France, and even that headbutt against the Italians. That's when he had that head against Materazzi. I had to ask my brother that, who is this man? He looks, I asked my brother, like, this man not old, because of, how Zidane's. My brother laughed, I'm like, no, like, it's just how his features are, although he's not like he was part of those young players at those times. So
that was his last.
So from there was this affinity I had for Real Madrid, although it's not that easy to even watch La Liga games. I'm telling you, the way it's now, you talked and I've spoken mine, and you are looking at me in a way. Okay, so I got to that was when I started following the El Clasico, and gradually, but then I wouldn't lie, I was seeing more of Premier League games. And because in my family, our second son is an AC Milan supporter, the first son is Chelsea, the third son is Manchester United. My sister is just anyway. Later she then pitched.
Do you have like did you start liking at that
No,
time?
I watched more of Man United games for the Premier League. Why? Because I'm telling you, it's not about the chai. Because why I was able to see games because about the third son, which is just my immediate elder brother. So he was one that takes me to viewing centers. Most times it would be a Madrid game and then the Clasico. So I got to then, and then we then started having those influx of this generation players that I love to see.
Okay, so
the BBC trial.
So just to get it, okay, you're a Real Madrid fan and you're a part-time Manchester United.
No, I'm not a part-time Manchester United fan.
Duly noted.
I watched their games doesn't mean I was a fan, but I watched Real Madrid games. No, you can't address me like that. I'm a Real Madrid supporter. Real Madrid supporter. Yes, 36 times.
So moving forward, it's quite coincidental that Cerebroni mentioned, how Kanu made him love the game, and you mentioned how Zinedine Zidane also influenced your love for the beautiful sport. And it brings me to my next question, saying, is it players, fans, or is it players or the clubs that create fans? Do fans support a certain club because of a particular player, or is it because the club are winning trophies, or they are doing well, or they have a particular style that people are just attracted to? What's your take on that?
Well, I think it's a combination of all these things.
Yeah.
Like
right?
if you could narrow it down to one way more than the other, what will you support?
I think it's because usually people tend to support teams that are on top or shining and winning, right?
Yeah.
Because that's how Manchester United got their fans from the treble of '99. People now took note of them and started following, and then they were always winning the Premier League at the time. Also when you look at Chelsea, when they started to win, when Roman came and all of that started to happen, of course, people started to flock that they won the Premier League, won it again. Of course, they now started to get fans as well. Real Madrid, when Ronaldo came, but then that's a player bringing people. Mm-hmm. I know Kanu brought a lot of people to Arsenal. I mean, from everything. So I don't know, it's hard to really pick. But me, I fell in love with the players of Valencia that day. Okay. Guys, Camindieta, Kili Gonzalez, Santiago Canizares, those are the people that just got me excited, and it was always about the players. And even after some players left us, I used to want to watch their matches just because they were there. Like when Juan Mata went to Chelsea, I watched Chelsea that entire season because I just wanted to see Mata. I watched Soldado at Tottenham because it's not even like I like Soldado like that.
It's not.
Because
when
he came
went to Barcelona, I was watching Barcelona religiously.
Okay. So noted about your point, players. So what's your take on that?
I think firstly it has to be with the club because success has brothers and sisters from nowhere. So most times the tradition of that club drags you to the club. It gives you that sense of belonging. That's why we are seeing a Manchester City now having supporters compared to before because of how successful that they are. Nigerians. No, they are unlike before. In 10 years past, it's unrare to see someone say I support Real Madrid. I'm sorry, not Real Madrid. That's Manchester City.
I've not really seen any.
No, I have. Even for my format, I know I hear people say I support Real Madrid. I'm so used to my club, to Manchester City. Yeah. But then players
so just
also.
To narrow so which is it?
I think firstly the club, then player influence come in a big way because clubs. That's why clubs will go for players that are very marketable, because they also expand their fan base. So
how about managers?
Yeah, managers could. Do you know why I don't put so much into managers? Is that managers will not stay so long. It's very rare when you see them stay quite long.
Mourinho fans.
No, Mourinho, that's it, but there are very few. But you talk about club. Firstly, the club. That's the tradition of that club. Then you talk about the players that comes with it, because even Schalke, for how unknown Schalke might be, I don't say they're not a big club. Have some people might, but they have their fan base is more than lots of this. Even their fan bigger than that of Manchester City. That's to tell you how it is. So it's the tradition of the club. Then you talk about the players that they bring.
But I think
and
those ones too. It's more about the local support, right?
No, but that
clubs like Schalke. But if we're talking now international support, like us as Nigerians.
No, we're talking about that because here we are. There are other countries that they could have. Yeah, just that they are struggling now. They're second division, almost going to the first tier league in the country. So I just feel mostly is the club fault. That's why I always say a player cannot be bigger than the club. Then the players that they sign and every other thing could add up.
Yeah, personally, I mean, since we are Nigerians and we are taking everything from a Nigerian angle, for me, I like to think it's the players.
Yeah.
I like to think it's the players, because if you say it is the club, I'm an Arsenal fan. We were not winning for how many years? I did not go. I stayed there. Many Arsenal fans remained Arsenal fans.
But you became an Arsenal fan when? What year?
I became an Arsenal fan since Wenger days.
Yes, Wenger won. No.
I didn't like Arsenal because of.
No, I'm just saying. But if you are
winning.
saying without winning, at least you tested something. You tested trophy.
I mean, Bolton got
it was-
fans
it-
in Nigeria
because of JJ Okocha.
No, I'm not disputing that.
Yeah.
He just talked about we're not winning. I'm just trying to remind him. I know that there has been a drought.
Yeah.
But
Like,
they were
there's
winning at
been
that
a
time,
desert of
I
you not
mean,
having.
You were top two
before
every
Chelsea
year.
won the Premier League in 2005. Do you know how many years they went on a drought before they
Yeah.
won the league title?
That's
50 years.
You know, first of all, I talked
They
about
didn't win a league title.
they didn't win
50
anything.
years.
That's what I talk about.
Yeah.
Firstly,
But did they have
the
fans or not?
success they had,
Yeah.
but you can't compare it to when they
For
became
me,
successful.
For me, I think it's about players because a good example is when you look at the biggest players in the world today, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, Al
Yeah.
Nassr and Inter Miami. You've seen how their fan base jumped because of these players. You see Mbappe, you can see players, fans literally follow players wherever
everywhere.
they go, anywhere they go. If Lionel Messi tomorrow should come and play for Kano Pillars, watch Kano Pillars become the most popular club over the next 1 month.
Yeah.
For me, I feel it is players over anything. Football is just everybody wants to identify with someone.
Yeah.
That's that person they identify with becomes part of them. That's it.
Personally, I think it's a trend that is
yeah,
now
yeah, that's
fully
now
developing.
because
That
it's
player.
the player affinity. I think we saw it more with Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Like
for
when
me,
Ronaldo
just like-
moving
just like-
from
just like
from
Chel- just like
Manchester
Chelsea,
United.
For instance, I don't know. Like I would like to step on some Chelsea toes. I don't mind. Chelsea fans can say whatever they want to say, but 80%. Okay, let me not put numbers. I don't want to throw numbers.
Because
No,
you not,
I'm
yeah,
not-
you did not
I'm
do any
INEC
study
I'm
for
not
that.
INEC or anything, so I'm not going to throw numbers. But a good amount of Chelsea fans fall under two categories: retired Arsenal fans. First of all,
Shade.
retired Arsenal fans and
Shade.
fans that just followed Mourinho and they became like they got stuck after Chelsea won
Yeah.
the league, and it was very fitting that
will keep
Drogba, an
winning.
African man, plus the influence of our one and only.
But Mikel said it's him.
Yeah, that's
Mikel.
where I'm going somewhere. Coupled with the influence of our one and only, John Mikel will be bringing me to a very controversial point that has been trending over the past few days. John Mikelobi made a bold statement saying most of the Chelsea fans in Nigeria are because of him, because
And
of his
Drogba.
awesomeness,
Him and
and him and Drogba as well. So, which brings me to my next question: which Nigerian player has had the most cultural impact on football fans here in the country? So shout out to John Obi Mikel, wherever he is. He might probably not watch this, but I hope he sees it somehow. And I'm not going to take away anything he has done in the beautiful game. He's probably, maybe even Nigeria's most decorated player out of Europe right now.
He is not.
Maybe.
It's not.
maybe.
Kano Wanko is the
I
most
think
decorated.
I think maybe.
No, Kano is more. Is the
He won.
most.
Mikel
No,
did win
check
the
it
Nations
out.
Cup. He won the Nations Cup, to be fair.
Yeah.
So it depends on how you want to see it, but he's easily top 3. However you want to see it in terms of
Yeah, you
most
could act
decorated.
him. Yes.
Yeah, but for me, if you ask me in terms of cultural impact, I can boldly tell you that Mikel Obi is not in my top. He's not even in my top 3
Yeah.
He-
of
He's not- he's
Nigerian
not in the top
players
three.
that have had the most cultural impact. I
yeah.
mean, I will place JJ Okocha and what he did with Bolton. People were literally watching Bolton games
Because
just
of Okocha.
because
Because
they
of
wanted to see
Okocha.
Okocha. After Okocha, you have Kanu. Like till today, Kanu still, any tweet he wants to post, he starts with, can you believe it? Because his hat-trick against Chelsea became so huge that Premier League still reference it till date. You can even talk about Obago. Can even talk about Big Yak as well.
Yeah. Okay.
You can forgive him for his for his open net miss.
I do even hold it against
But let's go back to the discussion.
Yeah.
Do you think Mikel was right, and which Nigerian player has had the most cultural impact?
Well, I think Mikel is overrating his own impact. Not that he did not have an impact. He's overrating
Don't let
it.
Mikel hear this thing.
To be honest.
Don't let Mikel hear this
So
thing.
he's going to say it.
Because honestly, at the time when people started becoming Chelsea fans, around 2004, 2005, Mikel had not even arrived. And when he came, he was on the bench. Right? So he didn't really have much of
that
his
star power.
Yeah, he didn't have the star
It
power.
wasn't a quick
Chelsea
start.
had already started picking up fans everywhere. So
the
of course we have to
Abramovich
go back to
thing, yeah.
Babayaro. Babayaro was the first one
There
that
you
really
go.
Yeah.
brought people to start thinking about Chelsea,
Exactly.
right, and follow them and watch them and all that. But then Jose Mourinho, Roman Abramovich, and Didier Drogba, and of
Even
course
Essien.
as
Essien.
well.
Of
I think
course,
they
yeah.
were very influential in African support for Chelsea and even Nigerian support before
Yep.
Mikel now became at least
He added to that.
he just added to it. But
Yeah.
I don't think he's top 3 or top 4 for in terms of like people that influence that.
Please,
That's
Mikel,
my personal-
this one didn't come from me. I said, everybody talk
That's
about.
a personal.
So-
But also
Yeah.
to answer the other question about like cultural impact, I think that Kanu.
Fair
Yes,
point.
some people will say Okocha. You might say Okocha, but me is Kanu, and I'll tell you why. A lot of Arsenal fans till today, whenever people lose, which used to happen often sometimes.
No,
You say whenever,
sometime
when they
ago,
lose.
Not
no,
anymore,
no, no.
yeah. But whenever
Careful,
people lose,
be
they'll
careful.
be like, Kanu. And then they'll say Thierry Henry, you people are the ones that made me get stuck in this club. Oh.
Fair.
And to be honest, I feel like I may have, like I was very close to becoming an Arsenal fan because of Kanu. At the time, thank God that didn't happen.
What do you mean? You made
Yes,
the
now.
worst choice now. We are supporting Valencia.
He would have still gotten
I'm still proud of
4.49
I'm
and
proud of
still
it.
have
It's not
strong
like-
CGPA.
Your
The
last
part-time
title
money
was 2004.
Yeah.
My last title was 2004.
No, my last
What's the
league
difference?
title,
Any title.
I won FA Cup.
I won
please.
Copa
I have
del
FA
Rey,
Cup.
2019.
I won FA Cup to 2020.
And what's the difference?
There is
now?
a difference
Our-
now.
our
How many?
destinies
Did you win
No, we
Emirates
are not the
Cup?
same. I won Community Shield this year. Uh,
You've been winning Emirates Cup.
there you go.
Please.
So
I
yeah,
think
you
Kanu-
part-time
Yeah.
Manchester United.
No, I'm not
fan.
going
Can
to take
you-
that.
Can you
that-
tell us your thoughts on the Nigerian cultural impact?
I think for me, if I would always use when I started following the game, it has to be Papilo. It has to be Kanu Wanko. If there's anything I was always remember is Papilo. I know say one day it go make us proud because that was always something that would ring. Even in street football, you see boys always talk about that, and I think that was one of the best adverts we ever had when it has to do with football as
Even JJ used to do some crazy adverts.
No,
then.
JJ used to do, but you see that there's one that's sunk in. That I mean, even in years past, like I just said, I know you can still remember that advert as it goes. And so
yeah.
so I feel for me it has to be Nkanu Wanko because Arsenal always had this fan base much more than Chelsea.
Yeah.
The Chelsea era is not just because of Mikel. Chelsea was becoming successful, people were already just buying into that
Into the-
Abramovich philosophy.
Yeah.
They know that if they are not winning, the owner was going to do something drastic to change it. So it's already glued people to Chelsea before then. So and one person that had that bigger that impact has to be Didier Drogba. You can't talk about that Champions League win without
Okay,
Didier
so
Drogba.
two five.
I'll
But
go
then
with,
again,
but
Yeah.
then
how are we looking at cultural impact? Is it just in influencing people to support clubs?
But,
Or because
but
right now,
for JJ's own, you know why I've not called JJ is that JJ's own was global.
yeah.
When you talk about its impact, JJ's impact was
And
global.
even
It wasn't
now,
just in
if
Nigeria.
I'm making a song,
Because JJ makes you
I'm more
enjoy
likely
football.
to hear. If someone is making a song, I'm more likely to hear JJ references. Baller like JJ, dribble like JJ.
It's
People don't really
you know,
reference
even
Kanu
even
that-
it depends on.
My point about the whole cultural impact thing was that JJ locked down something. Saying when you're talking about best dribblers, even of all time,
Yeah.
Yes,
not Nigerians, you mentioned
That's why I said
JJ.
global.
Yeah.
But
JJ's own
I
is
don't think Mikel really, aside the fact that he played for Chelsea, I don't really think Mikel locked down any
That
particular
kind of-
thing to his own
No,
name.
it-
I mean, Makaleli locked down the DM role that they named
Yeah.
it after him.
Please,
but Mikel's time.
who are the streets feeling? More? Like, who is the king of the
It's-
streets?
King of
It's
the
always
streets.
going to be between JJ and
JJ.
Papilo.
Obago
That's
Oko. Why are we not respecting Obago?
no, we can. But the thing was,
Obafemi is
it's something very easy to just remember when you talk about JJ and that's Kanu Wanko.
Who's yours?
For the streets. Is
Yeah,
he talking
cultural
about?
impact, streets, anything. Who
If
is
it
the king?
has to be JJ, man. I mean, even
JJ
till
for you.
now, he's still the one running the adverts when you're talking about players.
But
And wait, we just let's talk about one last question here, or two final questions. Now we've been talking more about JJ, Mikel, and whatnot. Let's just go down to the current crop of players right now.
yeah,
Osimhen, Europa League hero, Lookman, and the
Lookman,
likes.
yeah.
Is there any player right now? Take a look at all of them that you think maybe in the next 4 or 5 years can hold the streets down. Also in terms of cultural impact and cool, like the likes of Mikel, Kanu, Kocha. Is there any player right now that you think has that juice in him?
I think it's,
I know the name you want to say, but go on.
What do you want to say?
I know the name. The
I think
guy that wears the
it's-
mask. Obviously.
It's
I
going
think,
to be
I think
him.
right now, I mean, Osimhen is undoubtedly running the streets. He's that guy. He's very popular on the streets. If Osimhen should enter here now, this place will be crowded. Osimhen, right? But in terms of whether Osimhen can ever reach the JJ Kanu level, that's going to be hard because I think Kanu's Atlanta thing was the first thing. Then the heart issue that he had, and everybody running around him, and all that. And Papilo is a name that is beloved anywhere, any day, anytime. Papilo, whenever we're playing, if we go to AFCON now and go and play, and Kanu enters there.
Yeah, even when he came, everyone was in the AFCON. They were all
but JJ, I think JJ commands more respect, like in terms of the bigger people, like the wider audience beyond Nigerian shores, like you said, globally. If JJ should enter anywhere, it gets this reverence that I don't think Kanu gets. And JJ has also positioned himself in a way that he's just in every cultural whatever.
Okay. So now that we've trashed it out, let's now answer the original question. The real and the fake fans. So give me your list of the real football fans in Nigeria and the fake ones. Don't be afraid, though. Nobody can. We're honest. Just give us your answer. From the main clubs, Arsenal, Chelsea, United.
That's the thing.
Glory Hunters. I already know my own list of fake clubs, and one of them is sitting on this very set. But just give us your answer very quickly.
Okay. The real football fans, I think I would put Arsenal ahead of
suffering.
Yes, because I tell you, I don't know how they do it, but
go on. Yeah,
Arsenal.
You made your point. Go on. Thank
Arsenal
you.
won.
Thank you.
Then Manchester United fans,
yeah.
Second. Then Chelsea comes in third. No, Liverpool. Sorry,
Liverpool fans that were hiding.
No, but they were still Liverpool fans. Like they were hiding, but they were still there.
Yeah.
Then you talk about Chelsea. I think
as
that's
the real
it.
fans.
Well,
as the real fans.
I mean,
yes,
Chelsea
they've been there.
They've been
they're not. I'm good with them. Yes,
and they've not left. So that's. I mean, you have to respect
that, please. All right.
Me.
Yeah.
Fake fans. Me, you know who I'm going to call. You know who I'm going to
call now.
My ops.
Call.
Real Madrid and Barcelona fans. Yes. I don't like you people.
You don't need to like us. You are not known how to. Your club doesn't win.
You people
have no.
You people are just, in fact, Real Madrid and Barcelona fans. As a Valencia fan, I don't respect you.
You don't need to respect us. Okay, so it doesn't give us trophy.
Just go with the list. Fake ones, okay.
If it's short for you, go and support Valencia or Granada.
It's like saying I should go and support Sheffield in
so that's your list.
But Real Madrid and Barcelona fans, well, I think that, like you said, Real Madrid fans, a lot of the newer ones that we're seeing these days came because of Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And of course the Champions League. But that's expected anyway. I don't think it really makes anybody fake. In the end, many of us are glory hunters. Because even me, when I became a Valencia fan, it was Champions League quarterfinal, right? And Valencia were on top. And not on top, but one league the next season, then one league 3 seasons later. So, I mean, but Real Madrid and Barcelona fans, I just wanted to diss you people because, then,
we don't care.
Real fans, long suffering like me, Valencia fans,
Arsenal fans.
I've faced relegation 5 times and I didn't go anywhere. If I had gotten relegated, I would have been there, right? I think also fans of clubs like Arsenal, I think Arsenal and Valencia are pretty similar. So, you people have been through a lot. I remember the 14 years, no trophy. What were they doing for you people that time? How many years? 12 years, no trophy.
Yeah.
The Arsenal fans had to endure. People were having head loss when Martin scored for Birmingham.
Well, League Cup final.
So Arsenal. I cut cap.
Okay, yeah. So I'll not waste time. I'll say my own answer. The real fans in Nigerian football, coming from a Nigerian perspective, Arsenal fans, the realest OGs, the realest of the realest. Man United fans, I don't like Man United, but they're actually real fans.
To be honest,
Liverpool fans are in between. They are in between.
No, they're quite. But
Liverpool
they were
fans
hidden, but they were still there. And fixed.
AC Milan fans are actually real fans.
My brother is still.
AC Milan fans are actually real fans. They've been there through thick and thin.
Well, I know a bunch have run away.
Fake fans. Okay, no, I'll give it to Real Madrid fans as well. They are between real and fake. But the fake fans, of course, Chelsea fans are top of my list. They are glory hunters. Most of them are also retired Arsenal fans, and they are just there for the glory. Just like it's not a surprise that Chelsea always sack their managers. They are all for glory. Nothing more matters to them. After Chelsea, you have Barca fans as well too. Most of them are just retired, are just fans of Arsenal. Thierry Henry guys that left, and most of them are also Pep loyalists. So Barca and Manchester City, they are operating
and
like
many came because of Ronaldo.
They are operating like headquarters system. Barca is the main head office in Spain. Then Man City is the main.
Plus that World Cup when we saw
England.
Mikel
Then talking
and
about
Messi.
Man City and Tottenham, I don't think they are even big enough to be ranked on this list. So I would not comment on Manchester City and Tottenham fans because
but they are Tottenham fans. It's not about. I think you even have to, if they have.
I knew Tottenham fans in 2005.
They are irrelevant in the
For you to be a Tottenham
they are
fan.
irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. I'm so sorry. And so that's all we have today. And of course, you might have your different opinions on who are the true fans of Nigerian football. I mean, who are the true fans in Nigerian football? And we would like you to join this very heated conversation in the comment section below by giving us your thoughts on which club has the realest and the truest supporters, and also which Nigerian players had the best cultural impact over their playing time. Of course, it's been a very interesting conversation, and we hope to see you share, push, like, subscribe, do everything on this video to make it trend on social media, because it was definitely fun, and we are sure you had fun watching this video. And of course, there will be more videos like this, so follow us on all our social media platforms showing right there on your screen, and make sure you hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos when next they are uploaded. Until we come your way next time, it's been a swell time for myself and the real fan, and the obviously the part-time Manchester United
I'm not a part-time fan.
So
14-time
cool.
champions of the Champions League.